All right, here we go. My name's Jeff K, and you're listening to episode 238 of the world-famous West Virginia Surf Report podcast.
Hello, world.
Getting that booster shot today about 4 o'clock. That's what I got an appointment at work. They're doing it at work. It's not required, but I have a feeling it's only a matter of time. I'm not talking about at work. I'm just talking about out in the general world. You know, if you're not fully vaccinated unless you have 3 shots. And then you're not fully vaccinated unless you have 4 shots. You know, I don't know. I'm not real thrilled about it, to tell you the truth. And I'm not one of these anti-vaxxers. I mean, I got both just recently, since the beginning of the year, I guess, well, in the last year. I got both COVID shots. I got the flu shot, which I've never gotten in my life. Not one time. It was the first time I ever got it. I got the shingles vaccine, which is the one that'll supposedly kick your ass from here to Pittsburgh and back. You know, that old phrase. But anyway, so I'm stacking the vax. You know, don't put me in that category. I just don't. You know, they told us, you get these 2 shots, you're good, man. You're good. Now it's like, no. Everyone about every 6 months you're going to have to get another one. We're going to be walking around with like an IV drip, just a constant, just like a bag hanging on some kind of a. You know, you have to push around some cart with a bag attached to the top of it. Just constant drip. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it today at 4 o'clock. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully everything will be fine. I haven't been sick yet, but I don't want to get too cocky. I know better than to get cocky. You know? But I'm going to do it. I don't want to end up at an ICU hooked up to a lung blower. I mean, I can't risk. I'm fat. I'm old. I'm ugly. I think it affects ugly people. I'll check the medical journals after I'm done here. But I'm pretty sure. You know, I'm in a high risk group. All right. So anyway, that's happening today. Speaking of getting old, I recently, just over the last couple weeks, I had this idea. You know, I'm thinking about this all the time, and I talk to Tony about it all day. You know, usually it's just in a joking, bitching way, but I talk about aging a lot. I feel like, for a long time, I made jokes about it. I think I'm getting old. I'm running out of time, stuff. I've been doing that for a long time. I think I started doing that when I started the Surf Report website, and that was back in 2000. So for 20 years I've been, I'm getting old. That's a bunch of crap. Now it's actually, it's actually here. My birthday was yesterday as I record this, and I don't even want to say how old I am. I'm really old. It's like to the point where I'd rather not say, nobody needs to know that. You're just going to jump to conclusions about me. So I don't know. It's actually here. It's not just something that I would say in a comedic way. Now it's here. It's not so much. It's not so funny anymore. So anyway, I started thinking. What I'd like to do is I'd like to write a column, and I want to get back to writing. I do the website, but that's more of a blog type situation, and I don't sit there and I don't sit there and agonize over it. I'd like to try to write something where I spend a little bit of time where it's planned out, and I try to write it I try to spend some time on it, that kind of thing, craft it, because I don't really do that anymore. And so I was thinking maybe I could write a column on a monthly basis. Maybe I could send it out to the mailing list. I do have a mailing list. No, that would kind of muddy the waters. Maybe I'll do one of those Substack things. That's the hip new thing. So I signed up for Substack. I started putting together this idea. Like, how often am I going to do this? I don't want to say I'm going to do it every week because I don't ever work. I don't want 2 weeks even. 2 weeks go by so fast. Let's do it on the first day of every month. So that's what I came. So I'm going to write a column on some aspect of aging. Yeah, it's not going to be one of these Hallmark. I mean, you know me better than that. It's not going to be some sappy bullshit. It's going to be from a humorous point of view. And it's going to be some aspect of aging. And it'll be released, a new column the first day of every month. It's called No New Jeffs. Substack.com. The thing about that is they're not making new Jeffs anymore. We're relics. The Jeffs of the world are relics from a different era. Like the rotary phone. That's what we are. We are the rotary phones of human beings. Because they're not making Jeffs anymore. If you can check all the data. In the 60s, man, the Jeffs were kicking ass. Jeffs were ruling the world. And then it just went out of style. We're just out of style. We're like Roland. Like when I was a kid, we used to hear these old man names, Clarence and Roland and shit like that. Now it's Jeff. I am a relic from a different era. All us Jeffs are. So it's called No New Jeffs. It's at Substack. If you're interested in reading it, on December 1st, I put the first installment, and I have to admit, it was kind of rushed. When I'm talking about spending some time on it and crafting it and stuff, I kind of like powered through it. I wrote it basically like I do a surf report update. So, but I didn't want to wait till January 1st. I guess I could have just started it in the new year, but I didn't want to wait that long. So so the first one is kind of a little rushed, but I think there's a few laughs in there. So check it out if you're so inclined. I'll link to it in the show notes. Needless to say, it's free. It doesn't cost anything. It's just a monthly thing. You can sign up to have it delivered to your email, or you can just look at it on the website. Whatever floats your boat. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, no new Jeffs. Substack.com. All right. So anyway, that went live yesterday. I got random notes here. There's definitely no through line on this deal. This is just random notes. So yesterday, I bought something on eBay, and it's rare. I don't buy stuff. I basically don't buy anything. The only thing I spend money on is gasoline for my car, food like lunch at work, and beer. That's pretty much that pretty much constitutes 99% of where I spend my money. I don't buy stuff much, but I bought myself a little birthday gift yesterday, and it was we'll see how it goes. I haven't got it yet, so I'm kind of looking forward to it. It's somebody is selling scans of the old National Lampoon magazine, right? The first 200 issues of National Lampoon magazine, like scans of the full magazines in PDF format, and it comes on a thumb drive, and so I can if it's cool. I don't know. When I get the guy has he sold a bunch of them. And he sold a whole bunch of magazines, not just all National Lampoon. But he has really high, he's rated highly. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see how it goes. But it's supposedly a PDF of each full-length magazine of the National Lampoon, starting with issue number 1, going through issue number 200. What do you think about that? So I'm looking forward to that. I used to love National Lampoon when I was a youngster. I started out reading Mad magazine. That was the one. I loved the Mad. But then I got a little bit older and I wanted something more. And I went straight into National Lampoon. The very first issue I bought was it had a guy standing beside an elephant with a shovel. I I think it was called The Work Issue. Like, the issues would generally have, like, some kind of a theme to them. This was The Work Issue. I think it came out in, like, early 77. So that was pretty, I was what, 14. I was 14 at the time. So I told you I don't want to tell you how old I am, and then I give you my date of birth, basically. But anyway. So that's when I made the transition from Mad into the National Lampoon, and I got obsessed with it. They used to keep that thing in the porn section. There was a store over there on the other side of the river called Spring Hill News, and you'd go over there and you'd have to go behind the curtain, the curtain of disgrace. You had to go behind the curtain where they kept all the swank and all that stuff, the Wee magazine, all that stuff. The Cherry or Sherry, what is it? Cherry magazine, all that stuff. It's all behind this curtain, this dingy curtain, and these perverts will be back there, and that's where they kept the National Lampoon. I don't know why. I mean, it had a little bit of nudity in it, but it wasn't a porn magazine. It's a humor magazine. Anyway, I'd have to venture behind the curtain of sadness to get the National Lampoon over at Spring Hill News. I got obsessed with it. I read every issue, and I loved it. And I didn't really, the glory days of the National Lampoon were the early 70s, like 71 to 75, in that era. That was way before me, and I want to check it out. I want to read. I mean, I've read like best of. They released 1,000 different best of magazines. But I never really read the full issues. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully it'll pan out. So I ordered that for myself. Hasn't been delivered yet. I don't even think it's shipped yet, to tell you the truth. But so yeah, National Lampoon PDF. Hell yeah. So I bought myself something. Let's see. Oh, also on my birthday yesterday, I went over to the DMV. Now you talk about party time. I mean, I'm living it up. Man, I celebrate my birthday like nobody's business. Went to the Department of Motor Vehicles, got me a new license, a new driver's license expired. Tony says, I think your license expires on your birthday. I'm like, are you serious? She goes, if that thing's expired, you can't buy beer, because they scan your license, and if it's expired, I'm like, what the hell? So this is a matter of urgency. If I can't buy beer, what the shit? So I went over there on Wednesday, whatever day it was. Tuesday, I guess. Tuesday they had on Monday they're closed, right? They're closed on Monday. I don't know why. Why is everybody closed? Even Sunny Chinese. They have a sign that says, we are closed every Monday. Why? Why is that? Why is that happening all of a sudden? There's all these businesses closed on Monday. Like, what the? Because that place, their unofficial motto was, we always open. That's what they always said. They say, we always open. Even Christmas Day, it doesn't matter what day it is. They're always up. Sunny Chinese, always open. Not on Mondays. They're open every day but Monday. Like, what the? Anyway, so the DMV is also closed on Monday. So I went in there on Tuesday, on my birthday, and, it was packed. They gave me this little slip of paper with a number on it, like you're at a deli counter, and it says on there, printed on there, it says there are 20 people ahead of you. I'm like, what the? This is going to suck it. So I sat down in there in that petri dish of who knows. I mean, you talk about ending up on a lung blower. There's all these people in there just like breathing through their mouth, We're all just sitting in there like sighing. We're like, oh, God. So I don't know. I felt like, man, this is, I don't know if this vaccine, I think my vaccine might be wearing off. I will end up on a lung blower, So I'm sitting in there waiting, and there's this woman in front of me. My phone started ringing. It was real loud. My brother, I think, called me, and it was like real loud. And every head in the place turned, and I hit the ignore button. And then this woman turns around, and I said, "Sorry about that." Inside my head, I'm like, "She's take it down a few notches, lady." God. But she was like, "That's all right." Kind of breaks up the monotony. I've been here for an hour and a half. I said, "That sucks. That's no good." It's an hour and a half. She goes, yeah, I think they went past my number. I said, what number you have? She goes, I don't know, C586 or something. I said, I don't know. Looks like they're already in the 600s. She goes, I know. I said, I don't know. I said, you might want to ask them about it. Doesn't seem right. So she goes over there and she asks the guy, and he goes, we don't do it in order. She goes, what does that mean? Well, there's certain counters that, have to do certain different work, different jobs, and it's not necessarily in order. He goes, don't worry about it. You'll be called when it's your turn. Kind of shitty, So she came back over there and she was like grumbling to me, about it. I'm like, why? Why am I I said, well, I don't know. I said, I think they missed you. I don't know. That's what I said. It's been two. I mean, if they were two numbers above they're like 15 past you. She goes, I know. I think they skipped me too. So anyway, now I'm sitting there just waiting in that, in that terrible place. And finally she went up there. I said, and they kept calling numbers. It kept getting higher and higher. And I said, they skipped you. This is not. She goes, oh, God. So she goes back up there. She's all whipped into a frenzy. I might have had something to do with it. And she gets into it with the guy and then just like storms out, swings the door wide open and like almost cracks the glass in the door. It's like, that's not good. I mean, now you're just going to have to come back and start all over again. She should have just like rolled with it a little bit. I mean, I would have been irritated too, but, this shit happens. I mean, I would have given him some attitude, but I wouldn't have like stormed out of the building like that. Anyway, it was quite an enjoyable afternoon. It was snowing outside, sitting in there. And I look out the door through the glass doors, and it's just like pouring down the snow, it's just coming down. It's like, it's not even December yet, and it's already like pouring snow. This is bullshit. That's what they call it. Bullshit. It's like, I want to deal with this thing. I don't have to deal with this crap until April, probably deep into April. Oh man, it makes me so irritated. So anyway, that was how I spent my birthday, and then I went over to the Sunny, and I got me some stuff. I got me and Tony some lunch. It was delightful, and the guy seems like he's all despondent now. He used to call, hey, hello, Mr. Jeff. He used to call me when you used to be able to go inside there. I guess you can go in there again, but I haven't. I've gotten used to using their drive-through. I used to go in there all the time. I never used the drive-through pre-COVID. And the guy would call me Mr. Jeff, and he was real nice, and he was always real happy and everything. Now he's just like, here you go, buddy. It's like I'm like, is everything okay? Oh, yeah. Yeah, everything. Here you go, buddy. Oh, man, what's happening? What's going on? But anyway, I ordered about $20 worth of food. Gave him a hefty tip. And I went home and we went to town on that shit. I might go over there again today. I'm thinking about going in there today. Like I got a hankering for it. So anyway, here you go, buddy. Like, man, what's happened? Where's the Mr. Jeff? Where's the spring in your step? I don't know what's going on. Guys are closed on Monday. We're always open. It used to be their motto. Anyway. So I got my new license, and the picture looks terrible. I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on. The thing's not even, like, my head is, like, down at the bottom, There's, like, too much space at the top, Like, I don't know. It's, like, not framed up very well. I don't know. I don't like it. And, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Nobody sees it anyway. But I compared it to my old one. There's a little degradation, but not too bad. Looked pretty much the same. So I took care of that. And let's see what else I got in here. Tony and I went to Backyard Ale House for my birthday. She took me over there to had a couple beers on the outside on the patio in the backyard. And that was fun. Although their beer list, I don't know. There's too much weird shit on there. Nobody wants blueberry beer. I mean, there might be somebody, but I think they're few and far between. Nobody wants that shit blueberry. And why is it that everybody thinks it's the winter, so we have to have stouts and porters and all those black beers, those heavy, those heavy black dark beers. I don't, I mean, I can drink them, but I'm not going to order one. I mean, if there's one available, if that's the only thing available, I'll drink it. I'm not going to order one. I like the pale ales. I like the IPAs, and I like the that kind of stuff. I like the hoppy stuff. Not really a big fan of the dark. I mean, I don't hate them, but I'd never order it. Definitely never order like blueberry, like infused beer. That's bullshit too. Just like that snow. But anyway, we went over there, and I did find a couple of IPAs. One of them though is Victory Hop Devil. I mean, that's, I've been drinking that shit for years. I mean, I'm like, there's nothing else to get on here that that I like. It's like all these novelty beers. I got ciders on there. Ugh. These are beers for people. They have a lot of stuff on there. Beer for people who don't like beer is what it is. I think it boils down to it. But it was fun. We had a good time. We got a little appetizer, and we had 2 beers each. It was fun to get out. I appreciated it, and it's one of my favorite places in this area. Love the Backyard Ale House. You know who was in there doing? Every once in a while they have these celebrities, and I put that in air quotes, dropped up by there, and they do like bartend. The other day they had Kevin from The Office. He was in there. I wish he'd have been there. I would have liked to been served by Kevin from The Office. Man, that would have been awesome. Let's see what else I got. Oh, baseball. They got the lockout. Baseball's locked out. The owners have locked out the players. Everything's locked down now. There can be no trades. There can be no signings. There can be nothing. The MLB website has been purged of all current players. There's no pictures of current players on there. It's just like people that have retired, It's like, what in the... See, this is not good. See, this stuff irritates the shit out of me. And, baseball is not healthy, they've had troubles. Young people don't like it. They say it's boring, which irritates me. Oh, my God. You talk about pushing my buttons. Baseball is boring. Oh, yeah. Unless there's people like crashing into each other, unless there's people getting their femurs shattered, unless there's like compound fractures going on, it's just boring. I don't know, it's just boring. People standing out there scratching their nuts. And so anyway, baseball is not healthy. COVID did not help baseball, when there's like an entire season. There's nobody in the stands. They have those cardboard cutouts in the stands. There's like Edgar Allan Poe and like a golden retriever and like a fish, like some kind of a fish. I don't know. And then there's like some like accountant from Dayton in there. It's like all these cardboard cutouts in the stand. That's no good. A 60-game season. That's garbage. So the game is damaged, right now. It's not healthy, right? So now they're going to go into some kind of protracted labor argument where they can't get along with each other. I don't. If this affects spring training, if this affects opening day, they're just. They're slitting their own throats. Makes me sick. I don't know. It's still early December. There's time to get this thing straightened out, but they won't do it. They won't even meet. There'll be weeks in between meetings. That's the thing. It's frustrating as shit whenever this happens. It's like they're not even meeting with each other. That's what's going to happen. It's not like they're going to be sitting in some boardroom hammering out all the details. No, they'll have a meeting. It'll last 32 minutes, and then they won't meet again for 2.5 weeks. And it'll just drag out and drag out and drag out, and then it'll start affecting, and we'll get into the spring, and the spring training will be canceled. See, if they do this, then they're just, they're destroying the sport. They're just destroying it, Ugh. I understand there's problems, and both sides are, neither side is innocent in all this crap. Somebody said, I saw somebody on Twitter said, one side is right and the other side is not wrong. I thought that was pretty accurate, There needs to be a floor. There needs to be I don't know if there's a cap. I don't know if you want to do a cap. They already have that salary cap. Well, it's not really a cap, but if you go past some arbitrary number, you have to pay some fine or something. So I don't know if there needs to be. They can continue doing that, I guess. It doesn't matter. But there needs to be a floor. There needs to be, instead of a ceiling. And there also needs to be a floor, because there's like teams out there that don't spend. They're not competing, And I have a feeling the Reds might be one of those teams. They're just like, well, we're not going to compete next year, So we're shedding salary, so they're getting rid of people, it's like sucks. So there's like teams that are stacked, and then there's other teams that are not even trying to win. That's not good for anything. So there's problems, there's big time issues. There's pace of game. The games last too long, It's because the pitchers are like throwing 112 miles an hour. It's an exaggeration, but they're like, every pitch is full effort. So it takes some time. It takes time between each pitch. Just like is like a major effort. And that's a big part of it. There's too much time in between each pitch, and it just drags out. They also have, like, in between innings, there's all these TV. Every game is on TV, so there's like a gap between each inning, so they can sell advertising. I mean, there's problems, and all this shit needs to be fixed. But if it affects opening day, slitting their own throats, it's irritating. I'm getting fired up just thinking about it. What else we have on here? My Spotify thing came out yesterday. Spotify, where they say these are the artists that you listen to the most in 2021. 2021 still going on. I don't know what the hell's going on with that. I mean, there's still a month to go. But anyway, number 1 for me, The Replacements. That sounds right. Number 2, The Beatles. That sounds right. What was the other ones? Hang on a second. Let me check it out. Let's see. It's The Replacements, The Beatles, The Jam. There you go. What do you think about that? Love The Jam. Nobody knows The Jam. Nobody's, You know why? Because they broke up before MTV was invented. That's right. If they'd have stuck around a little bit longer, people would know them in the United States. They're huge everywhere but the U.S., Love The Jam, one of my favorite bands. Number 4, Spoon. Great band out of Austin, Texas. Love them. They never put out a bad record. They've been around since the 90s. Fantastic. And number 5, Whitesnake. I told you I got obsessed with that album. There's an album called Ready and Willing. Came out in 1980. I had a cassette of it when I was in high school. I used to listen to it in my car all the time. This is long before they became famous. Nobody knew who they were. I don't know why I bought this thing. This is a band that nobody'd heard of before, and it was good. It is really good, and I still listen. Even when I listen to it now, I'm like, that is a freaking good album. That's a solid, hard rock album from 1980. Ready and Willing. So I went on a wild jag where that was all I was listening to, and I was like, I think I joked on here. That thing's going to be, Whitesnake's going to be my favorite favorite artist of the year. I guarantee it on Spotify. And I'm not even going to be able to look anybody in the eye. I won't be able to make eye contact with people because of the shame, But anyway, number 5 is Whitesnake. That's a great record. I stand behind it. You can say what you want, but The Replacements, The Beatles, The Jam, Spoon, Whitesnake. All right, that's my 5. Let's see, what else? Oh, that Beatles. I watched that Beatles thing. I'll go into that next time. That Beatles deal on Disney Plus. I'll talk about that. I want to spend a little bit of time on that, so I'll talk about that next time. Before we go, we're near the end of this thing. Before we go, I have a couple calls that came in to the old hotline, and the first one is from our old buddy Ian. And here it is.
Tonight on the Curse of Oak Island, could it be Ian from Scotland or even possibly the Knights Templar. Hey, Jeff. So back on Curse of Oak Island, skipped the last series and a half. Probably didn't miss that much. Maybe 4 nails, numerous bits of wood. I seem to have caught up really well. Noticing that Gary, the metal detectorist Gary Drayton, is now expert metal detectorist Gary Drayton. I told you it was Templar. All that. Your last show, you were on about midnight snacks, and you mentioned a bowl of garden salad in your go-tos. Again, questioning your Scottish genes again. My go-to is shortbread, Scottish shortbread fingers, or shorty. You might see them across there. They'll be in tartan packaging, delicious, with cold milk, bovine secretions, pulled through the biscuit. It's great, melts in your mouth, and causes untold damage to your body. Okay, mate, yeah, like I say, milk's good for you, loads of calcium in that, so yeah, keep chugging the bovine secretions. Okay, keep up the work, mate. Bye.
Yeah. So, I think they found more than a couple nails since you. I think they might have found a spike or something. I don't know. What's those ox shoes they're always finding on there? You know, another ox shoe. Where's this one from? I don't know, Sweden? Like, you can look at it. What is an ox shoe? I don't know. Anyway, find a shitload of those. But anyway, yeah. I mean, the thing about that is, they're in season 9 now, and they haven't found much. I'll give it to you on that. But I'm hopeful. I mean, they're finding gold in the water, right? I think they're right on the verge, Ian. You know, you got to keep the faith on this thing. I know it's 9 seasons in, but I think they're right on the verge of finding something. All right, so I'm continuing to watch. You know, I'll be there till the end. And that Gary Drayton, yeah, he's grown in stature on there. The metal detector guy. I told you I got all whipped up, and I went on Amazon, and I was like looking at the price of metal detectors. I was getting all inspired by old Gary, and you know, they're expensive. I'm not buying one. Are you kidding? There's no way. Where am I going to walk around my backyard and find an old like Meisterbrow can buried in the ground? You know. I mean, where are you allowed to do that? You can't just go around town like metal detecting, can you? I don't know. The good ones cost many hundreds, so that's out. That's not going to ever happen. And you're talking about the midnight snacks. Hey, you know, there's nothing wrong with a bowl of garden salad with some good, you know, with some cheddar cheese on there, maybe some bacon bits if you have them, and some good, what's that stuff called? What's that salad dressing? Something steakhouse. Ken's Steakhouse. I don't know what that is. They make a damn good salad dressing. You get some of that Thousand Island, maybe like the country French. It's good stuff. You're calling into question my manhood again. It's like that on Seinfeld when he was out on a date and they're in some kind of meat, you know, some kind of steakhouse, and it's just everything's about meat, and he's on some kind of health kick, and she orders like a brisket or something, and he goes, "I'll just have a salad," and then it just keeps playing back in his head, just a salad. She was questioning his manliness as well on Seinfeld. I don't know, I like salads. Whatever. And I don't know. I like shortbread. Is that what just regular like Walker's brand shortbread? Like, is that what you're talking about? Excellent. Loaded with butter. Very good for you. Keep your coat shiny. That's for sure. You know, I could go for that. We don't have that shit. We never have any shortbread in here. And I don't even know is it cookies? Is that what we're talking about? Or is it something else? I need some clarification on that. But, you know, I'm down with it. Sounds good to me. And the bovine secretions, yeah, I like them. But I was having some last night. Last night I was down here working on that No New Jeffs thing. I was like, you know what I want? I want like a little short little glass of ice cold bovine secretions, the bodily fluids of livestock. That's what I want. So anyway, thanks for the call, Ian. Call back you have an open invitation. It doesn't even need to be said. Needless to say, you have an open invitation. The next call is from our old friend Quentin, and here that one is.
Hi, Jeff. This is Clinton from Indiana. As I call you here, tomorrow's December 1st, so maybe you could let us know what's your favorite Christmas songs or favorite song or songs, and then also give us a rundown of your wish list this year. What are you asking Santa for? Thanks a lot.
Christmas song? I don't know. I think this is going to be a disappointing call. I mean, or disappointing, not a disappointing call, disappointing reaction to your call. I don't really. I guess if I had to, I like some of that like stuff from the '40s, that kind of stuff, like Bing Crosby and maybe from the '50s, that kind of stuff. The old stuff, I kind of like some of that. Like Nat King Cole and shit like that. That's the kind of stuff I like. I don't know. I don't really any of that modern stuff. It kind of bugs me. If I had to pick some so-called modern song, I like that Kinks song called Father Christmas. That's a good song. It's a funny song and accurate about these kids. It's like, don't bring us any don't be bringing us any gifts. We want cash. Cold, hard cash. That's a funny song, and it rocks pretty well, and it's a good song. Father Christmas by the Kinks. I can't really think of any. I'm not, it kind of bugs me. I don't like hearing it. The Christmas stuff. I don't like any of that. Those divas, they're just like shrieking. Sounds like a car alarm going off. There's a lot of that. I can't handle that. As far as my Santa list, there's no Santa. I mean, I'm not talking about reality. Here at the House of K, if I want something, I have to go out and buy it myself. But one thing that I have that I want to get, and I'm planning to get, is that latest Replacements box set for the first album. Sorry, Ma, forgot to take out the trash. I'm going to probably buy that for myself for Christmas. That's as close as it gets to Santa here. A long time ago when the kids were young, we stopped buying gifts for each other, me and Tony. My parents just send me a check. I mean, it's like, the kids might, they might have, they might give us a gift. I don't know. I can't remember. Last year, the younger boy gave me a DVD of that. The Jam, which I was just talking about. There's a documentary about them, really good, by the way. He gave me that. They'll probably buy us something. But Tony doesn't get me anything, and I don't. My parents just give me money or give us money, and so there's no Santa. I don't want to bum you out, but I'll probably buy that Replacements box set. The Sorry Ma, Forgot to Take Out the Trash first album. Has like something like 100 songs on it that was never released. It's basically just outtakes and like different versions of songs. But I want to get. It has an entire, like a full length, professionally recorded show from like early '81. I think it was like early 1981. That's crazy. Why was that even recorded? I mean, these guys aren't even. I mean, they were just like some local band. How is that even recorded? The fact that even exists in this world is amazing. So anyway, I'm going to buy that. So that's about it. So we're at the end. Thanks for the call, Quentin, and thanks for the call, Ian. I want you guys to call whenever you want to, and everybody. It's an open invitation to everybody, not just you two guys. Anybody that wants to call in, it's easy to do. The number 570-290-8151. It's voicemail. It's pretty slick. It's some kind of Google thing, Google Voice. Just call in, ask a question, leave a message, and you can question my manhood like Ian does on a regular basis, and you can whatever's on your mind, and so it's 24 hours a day. It's voicemail. 570-290-8151 is the number. And if you want 2 of these episodes a week instead of a measly one, you can do that too. You can head on over to patreon.com/JeffCK. Jeff K. That's Patreon, patreon.com/Jeff K. Sign up for a $4 or more monthly donation. It supports my efforts, and it helps me out a great deal. And in return, you'll get an extra episode of the podcast every week. So that's a good deal. So do that today. Also, we have the newish website, surfreportpod.com. Expanded show notes, links, pictures, all kinds of stuff. You can head on over to surfreportpod.com. And don't forget about that No New Jeffs article, that column I wrote. The first one is called I'm Not Paranoid, but Everybody Thinks I Am. So if you want to check it out, check that out today. It's nonewjeffs.substack.com. All right. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for everything. I'll see you soon over on the Patreon side. Until then, you guys have yourselves a fine, fine day. I'll see you. Bye. Short little glass of ice cold bovine secretions.